the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson, and joined with me, as always, is a man who can get hit in the face from a train and have, no scars or any damage whatsoever.
Jason Dietz. I guess that was the end of it.
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
Did you notice how he got hit in the face and, didn't even have a scar or anything?
You're talking about the bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Into
It actually is one of my favorite jokes in the whole movie. Indy goes, his face rings a bell. The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he didn't think they were worth his time. We are finishing the Indiana Jones adventures. We're here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say. We're two English language arts high school teachers with graduate degrees, and we attempt to use our academic training to dig deeply into movies. We explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment.
Absolutely.
We are glad you're here.
We are.
This is probably Indy's last ride.
Harrison Ford Indy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. They're rebooting it. Because I don't know how many. I don't know how often they can give Harrison Ford one more adventure.
Right.
At this point,
He's waddling pretty hard in this one.
Except after they made this movie, he was in a Marvel movie. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
And can I tell you who he plays?
Who?
Well, William Hurt played General Ross. Do you remember that at all? With the mustache.
Oh, like
the actor
in
William
Hulk?
Hurt. Yes, all the way back there.
Yeah,
He's in a few other
vaguely.
ones. William Hurt died in real life. Harrison comes to play that character. Do you know what character William Hurt turns into in the comics? The Red Hulk.
Oh, wow.
If you watch the newest Captain America, you will see Harrison Ford
As a
turn
Hulk?
into the Red Hulk.
Wow.
All the stuff you're missing here.
Yeah, wow.
How
tragic.
I'm sure our fans are demanding us we keep up with all the Marvel
I'm
movies
sure
as they come
they
out.
are. Absolutely. I get nuns of emails all the time. But I honestly, after watching this, I texted you and you never responded, rude. I would take a female Indy.
Yeah.
Like the girl, whoever she is, who plays in this movie, I think she'd be a great female Indy.
Well, I'm pulling her up because I should know her name.
So
I think
that's my vote.
I think that's a
Disney.
sticking point for a lot of fans, though. I don't think
it has to be male.
I think some people think that.
Oh my.
It's also maybe literally no one else type of thing.
Well, they're rebooting it anyway?
I know.
So why not?
So now, why does it matter?
Why not grab her? She was really good.
Okay. Well, what about?
I liked her a lot.
What's her name? Her name is Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's not only does she act in things, she also writes things.
Yeah.
She also she was there was a TV show I really liked for about one season, and she was the showrunner for that one season. Then after she left, the show wasn't as good anymore. It was Killing Eve, about a cop
person that's killing.
Yeah, there's
Eve.
there's a serial killer, and then there's a officer, and they kind of how they interact as cat and mouse type of thing is a lot of fun. It gets significantly worse when that actress isn't the writer. She also has a writing credit on the last James Bond movie, I think. She kind of became this person can you come in and make our script a little bit more I don't know. What's the word?
Sucky.
Yeah. I guess she's good at making dialogue or funny in a natural way is what I'm trying to get to. But
cool.
She had a one-person show and kind of became successful from stage that way, which is super hard to do.
Yeah.
But she turned her one-person show on a TV show on Amazon, which I know is not... It's TVMA, we'll say.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think... anyway, I think doesn't have a long list of films, but she's got a cool like backstory of being able to have her hands in a bunch of different projects I think are mostly successful on the writing side of stuff.
Yeah. Yep, I liked her.
But I mean, I guess that's all I'll say is I don't hate her either. I think some people found her annoying, and I think at first maybe there's a few lines that like, okay, what is this? Like there's, I guess for me watching this movie, there's some sort of line when they're in the middle of a chase and the little car things, and
Yeah, the little car thing chases was kind of dumb.
there's something like, I forget what Indy says to set her up, but she says something, what do you mean, successful? Or, I don't remember where I'm going with this, because I can't remember.
Oh, attractive,
yeah,
daring, that, yeah.
And I think there's a point, I think right after that, it's, none of it bothered me, but there's like a line like, okay, this just seems like girl boss territory.
Well, it is. I mean, it's 1969.
You're right, but I mean like the trope girl boss where it's like if there's a female character that's strong and independent, she has to be like the best at everything in a way.
She kind of is.
She kind of is. And I think after that chase, there's nothing that really bothered me. Yeah. But I think some indie fans never got over that.
Okay. I guess I can see that. But I went into this movie expecting to not like it at all.
And I went into this movie expecting you not to like it too.
And I actually liked it a lot. It's definitely better than Doom or the Crystal Skull. But it's honestly, I mean, I don't know if I can say this, but I liked it differently better than Raiders even.
Really? Yeah.
It's not, I don't know, it's not an indie feeling movie. Like, there honestly wasn't really anything that happened in this movie that I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the stupidest thing. Come on, physics, logic, whatever. The cart chase was a little much. There are a couple of points where the laws of physics are kind of suspended, but for the other than that, there wasn't any absurd thing that happened in this movie. Yeah, which I really liked it. It was a realistic. So there's Jones.
No fridge.
Yeah, there's no fridge moment. There's
that's fair.
Stupid tank moment. There's none of that.
Oh, the tank's not dumb. Oh, you are a one-man army about the tank scene being bad. I wonder though. I don't know, because I saw this movie in theaters. I was like, it's not the worst. Yeah. And now I watch it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like it as much anymore.
So let's go there. Why don't you like this movie? Because I genuinely don't have a whole lot of negatives for this movie.
Oh, I did want to say
the missing Paramount Mountain was always kind of annoying.
Yeah, well,
like why?
Because now Disney owns it now.
I know, but you can't just not do that.
It opens up in Disneyland as a I did want to say, because we always throw Temple of Doom, like, it's not... to this day, I got it, or not to this day, but since our last conversation, another person's like, actually, Temple of Doom's my favorite one.
Well, cool.
Okay.
It is the most absurd. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you like uber absurd action, like the later Fast and the Furiouses,
which I think would be fun eventually on this podcast to take that journey to see.
But if you like that, then I can see how you would like the Temple of Doom. I personally find that incredibly annoying, and so I like this. It's logic. Even the time travel stuff. Yeah. I mean, it does. Obviously, we can't do it. We don't know if it would work, but it makes sense.
It has a specific rule.
Right.
It's not absurd.
So, I really liked it.
Okay. All right.
So you didn't. Why?
Should we just jump into my negatives?
Yeah. Feet first.
Okay. For one, this one starts out with kind of a lengthy intro. That's almost 20 minutes with young Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And it's kind of maybe like, hey, we want to have the classic Indiana Jones adventure before we get to old Indy.
Right.
And I don't hate it. but here's the thing. So, for one thing, the de-aging effect, it's like good, but also not good sometimes.
I thought it was pretty good, dang good, honestly.
It's like really like amazing, and then sometimes it's like this is a video game cutscene at other times.
Yeah.
And the technology they've used to do it, like it's always progressing, you know.
Right.
I watched a video. They film old Harrison Ford with like an ultraviolet camera, so it gets like a perfect image of his face, like all the bumps and wrinkles and stuff. And then it's like the deep fake stuff. They train a computer what his face looks like. They're like, hey, computer, watch every Indiana Jones movie, every video of Harrison Ford we know at the right appropriate age, so you know what he looks like at all angles and stuff. So then they put that over his face.
So that actually, I was thinking about that. How long do you think it's going to be before we don't have actors anymore?
Okay. That's a huge...
Because I know the quote-unquote final Fast and the Furious is coming out, and they're going to have... Paul Walker is going to be in it.
Right.
And so if they pull that off...
the thing
then we don't need actors anymore.
There is a genuine concern about stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of ethical issues and...
Because Star Wars have already done this with Carrie Fisher and Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
And like that, it's that... And even since those movies came out, like, you didn't see it because it was on the TV show, but they had a young Luke Skywalker. And it's that technology here, but, like, once again, probably more advanced. Well. Yeah, working better for sure. But I think I've shouted out this movie before because it's super not well known. It's got Robin Wright. I think it's called The Parliament. And it's where Robin Wright, the actress, plays herself in like a world where like, oh, we're just gonna buy the rights of your face and acting ability. You don't even have to be in movies anymore, but movies with you will still. Yeah. And that's kind of
where we're headed.
Kinda to some degree, but like this movie came out like it's called The Congress in 2013, and like the movie's weird because once again like she decides to sell the rights to her face and herself, and then like it cuts to her later. And, like, you see her in her house. And, like, then you realize she has been in other movies since then. But she didn't do anything.
Right.
Just her image. Then, like, the last third of the movie is all a cartoon. It's bizarre. And more people should watch it because, yeah, it's... Like you said, like, arguably, they could probably keep making Harrison Ford Indiana Jones movies. Because... there's just a PlayStation 5 game that just came out with Indiana Jones called like The Great Circle or something, and they have
they need to fix their naming.
And they have it's an actor, it's Troy Baker, who's like he's like a voice actor, and he's
the angular square, Indiana Jones and the polygon of doom.
But even though it's a computer. It's a video game. He's doing an impression that I guess is a really good Harrison Ford impression.
Cool.
But I don't know. But we like real people. We like real sets. We like real things.
Maybe.
Don't we? Oh, did you hear? IMAX, the company who makes the big screens, is having an AI short film festival.
Well,
yeah.
Buckle up, Hollywood. The end is nigh.
And do you know the Sphere in Vegas? There's a giant building that's just one big circle, and it's all LED on the outside.
Okay.
And on the inside, it's also LED, so the screen comes up and like over your head. But this is also brand new. You can go to watch the original Wizard of Oz movie there. But they've used AI to expand the screen, so it's...
So there's stuff that wasn't in the
so it's
movie.
like the movie's in front of you, but now there's like sky that didn't exist, and which is cool as an idea, but I also think it's stupid that we're
messing with
it. Like they're even doing things like getting rid of like the film grain with AI.
Oh wow.
They're like, oh, this is blurring the background. Let's make it vivid. Like no, it's supposed to look that way. Film grain is a good thing, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know. That stuff really gets me angry.
It's gonna be It's going to be an interesting decade coming up for film, I think.
Yeah, except I also got into, not an argument, because I left one comment on one TikTok. This guy is like, the anti-AI art community is after me. But I'm like, what? You mean common thinking people? And
dang, you're getting old, Ryan. You closed-minded.
A ton, hundreds of comments fighting that idea that, anyway, it was like, there's a whole world out there that's pro-AI.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a use for it. I'm not saying there's not a use for it.
My brother is very pro-AI. He's a project manager. He says he uses it every day. I
mean, I'm not like anti-AI, all of it, but when it gets into making things, I am. Specifically like art, or in our case, essays. Like,
art.
Like replacing thinking.
Yeah.
But in business side of stuff, like as a tool, I don't hate it.
The death knell of creativity?
Because like, on one hand, there are artists who need work and jobs and are willing to do stuff, but now it's like, no, we'll do it in AI.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's going to be interesting.
And arguably,
I do think we are going to lament AI.
I agree.
I do think we are. Yeah, it's labor saving. Yeah, it can, crunch numbers and come up with things that we couldn't probably, but I do think we're going to lament it creatively and critically.
I agree. But like arguably the deep fake thing to make Harrison look young, that's AI, but that's using it as a tool. It's like, hey, learn this thing so you can do that type of thing. Like, learn what a face looks like so you can look like a face. But like, then there's also like...
But it, like, legitimately, we could continue making... Now that they have that and can do that, we could continue having Harrison Ford as Indy.
Yeah, we need a... Yeah, I don't know.
Like, all you really need is a body making the motions, right? And you can stick that face on it.
So that's a great question. Would you rather... They're making a new Indiana Jones movie. Would you rather a new actor, new face, or a AI version of Harrison Ford?
I would rather, as I already said...
Don't say... No, I'm giving you two options.
Have a female
Oh.
Indiana Jones.
You want the Phoebe Waller-Bridge one?
Yeah. I think she'd be awesome.
I don't
but
disagree,
I think we need to be done. Like, this is obviously the end of Indy. This is I feel like a really good end of Indy.
Is it though?
I do, and we'll get to that. We strayed far away.
It's because we
pros
found a little pocket of. Like,
so would I rather have someone else play Indy, or I think, dang, that is rough. I guess I would pick someone else because I'm not really a pro AI involved in creativity kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would pick someone else.
I would agree. If we're getting one, I'd rather a new face.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was trying to build to forever ago, I like the opening sequence because it's fun. It's fun to see young Indiana Jones. Like, it's still Harrison Ford. Some people can't get over the fact it's old Harrison voice in young Harrison body. That does not bother me. It has never
didn't even register.
Yeah, either time I've watched it, that's not even come up. But some people are like, I could never get over that. Because this is a time travel movie, and we had such a long intro with the young Indiana Jones, part of me can't help but wonder if there wasn't a different version of the story where that came back into play. The problem is the whole fun twist is the bad guys were wrong about...
Right, it only goes to one time...
But we just spent so much time with that Indiana. Yeah. It's like, oh, it would have been somewhat interesting to bring that back in somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's not like, it's hard to complain about woulda, shoulda, couldas, you know?
Right. Plus Toby Jones, am I right? So.
Yeah, once again, another guy Indy has had multiple adventures with. He knows all these people. We're told he has a lot of fun times with all these people.
Yeah, he's a busy professor.
No, he's not. He's busy, and then he also is a professor sometimes. Okay. But my main complaint is what they decided to do with the story. As in, you gave Indiana Jones a happy ending. Because for better or worse, there's a fourth one where
the ending?
They got rid of the riding off to the sunset. But I said in the last indie episode, the fact that you are saying here's a marriage, a son, a family, that's your next adventure. This movie decides to just throw that all in the garbage. He's just
I loved it.
You
hated it.
I probably wouldn't have hated it if it wasn't like the third time Disney has done this. So
to Indy?
As someone who loves The Force Awakens, they did the same thing again with Harrison Ford's character. Like, Han Solo is just off by himself, running away from his wife and kid, as an older man.
Right. They reunite him.
And here, they did the same thing to him.
But they didn't. Because his kid's dead.
But they forced him and Marion to break up, though. That was a choice the writers did. That's what makes it frustrating to me.
I think it's because they didn't want Shia LaBeouf anywhere near any other Indiana anything.
I don't know why Shia's not in it. I don't know if he chose or if he didn't. I wish he was in it, even if it was just at the end.
To die.
But...
Oh, we could have that scene where he dies in the war.
Okay.
That would be good.
It's frustrating that if we're doing this a fifth time, we've had two, I would say, good endings for Indiana Jones, the character. And it's just, you know what? Screw that. He's a lonely, grumpy old man with no one because we say so. I think that's frustrating.
Okay. I'm sorry. I honestly think I have seen very few movies that were as emotionally satisfying at the end of them than this one. Like I almost started crying when he's like, "Where else does it hurt?"
No, that's not. I can't believe you're falling for the clear pathos manipulation because
I understand.
It's 100% the music, and I wrote that in my notes. The Marion's theme is so good it tricks you into thinking this ending is good.
It is good.
No, it's not.
Where else does it hurt? Oh, it's so beautiful. I loved it.
You know, it's so funny. We're
switching roles here.
I know, because...
Maybe it's because I'm old. And I'm like, man, if I was Indy, that would be what I would want.
Yeah, but he already had it, and the movie chose to get rid of that for him.
I didn't like it at all in the Skull movie.
Yeah, but at least...
It was crap.
At least for me, and how movies should be, I think, it's just let whatever happens, we can make whatever ending we want for him in our mind type of thing. After this moment, who knows what he does after this, but...
That's fair.
I don't know, but now we're obsessed. A fan servicey culture is we want to know all the ins and outs of all our stories.
I guess that's fair.
Because I like that Marion's here. That's a nice moment, but I can't help but thinking...
for me. My main thing that I love about this is Harrison Ford as an old Indy.
Yeah.
And he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Like, just we see the young Indy bleeding through occasionally, but he's also been beaten by life.
Yeah.
And you can feel that. And he's so good. He is a god level actor.
Yeah.
He is so good at communicating. Yeah, I enjoyed being Indy. And I still kind of do, but I now have a lot of weight. Like, there's that scene, and it's probably because I'm older than you. There's that scene on the side of the cliff where he's like, I've had 9 bullets and screws and plates and blah blah and all this. And
how to drink the blood of Kalima.
I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to get there. I kind of feel that, so maybe that's it. But there's a lot of pain.
I will say this is maybe Harrison's best acting as Indy.
Yeah, oh yeah, I would say it is. I would absolutely say it is.
Because he's able to get that pain through years.
Like the scene where we find out what happened to Marion on that boat, and he's like, that's palpable. That's magnificent. Or when they're getting away from the boat, they stole the little boat. Helena is like, yeah, that was awesome. And he, with genuine pain, is like, my friend was just murdered.
Yeah.
It's magnificent. So, I loved this movie.
Okay, that leads me to two a con and one of my strongest pros, actually.
Sure.
The con is, why are you wasting Antonio Banderas?
Yeah,
he
true.
does not deserve this.
That's
and what's
true.
frustrating is if you saw the Uncharted movie, which I know you didn't, and Uncharted's like the whole like wearing it proudly on his chest, we're inspired by Indy.
Yeah.
In the movie, Antonio Banderas is the bad guy until like the middle of the movie where the secondary boring lame villain kills Antonio Banderas. So
why is he getting done like that?
Right. So
he's a really good actor.
Not only is he wasted here, if you were seeing movies, you're also seeing him relatively close to each other, him just being wasted again. So that's also kind of salt on the wound there.
Yeah, that is one of the reasons this isn't a 5-star for me, because he should have
been like the Sala. He should have been through the rest of the movie.
Yep, I agree.
Also, why didn't Sala go with him? The movie
Sala's old.
But the movie
Sala's way older
again,
than Indy for some reason.
It frustrates me because they wrote this. Sala's like, I miss the sands. I miss the seas. I miss the adventures. And Indiana Jones is like, well, bye.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you make him miss these things, movie? It's like...
It's because I think
frustrating.
This movie is, like I said at the very start, I think this is the most realistic of the 5 indie movies. And so that part of it is real. Like, you're old. Like, John Rhys Davies is old.
Yeah.
He is older, like, in terms of how he moves and whatever than Harrison Ford is. And so, no, you can't, because you can't. Like, physically, you cannot do this anymore. You cannot come. Like, I think it's a real. This is what I have wanted out of Indiana Jones, is realistic action. And so I was very into it. So,
I only have one other blanket negative, which I think is a huge problem.
Okay.
It's the overall look. This movie, it's very expensive. In fact, I think it's the 11th most expensive film ever made.
Oh, wow.
$300-something million. Just to kind of, how did we get this movie? Disney actually acquired it when they bought Lucasfilms. So, way back with Star Wars.
Okay.
So, with Star Wars, they had, I don't know, there was a cartoon show, there's the trilogy, a couple of their movies, and then other Disney Plus shows, basically. They're like, hey, here's Star Wars content. They haven't done anything with Indiana Jones except for this.
Right.
So, on one hand, I'm kind of like, maybe you should have at least made a cartoon show for kids to get people excited for it, because this movie started way back in 2017. And then... George Lucas didn't write this one the first time. He is executive producing. Spielberg's executive producing. Spielberg was directing at first and then stepped away. I tried to look in to see why he doesn't direct it, and there's not an official reason, but there's a quote that says something to the effect of he wanted the next generations of director to, take the role, basically. But they had a writer... Cohen tried to work with Spielberg, wasn't working. A different writer come in, and then Spielberg steps away. This writer says after that happened, then ideas starting to, it came across more as Spielberg was shooting things down. And, there's people put together some clues. Like, he did say after making Schindler's List, he wasn't interested in another movie with Nazis, especially not a non-serious movie.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little bit... George Lucas one time said... if he ever figured out a movie, another story to tell, that's when there'd be another Indiana Jones. So people are kind of putting together pieces, like, since George Lucas wasn't in it, Spielberg's struggling to find a writer that he was, being able to, accept ideas from type of thing. But when he stepped down, Harrison Ford actually recommends James Mangold. He's the director. He directed the Ford v Ferrari.
Oh. That's a really good one.
Yeah. They worked together, him and Harrison Ford, on the Call of the Wild, where Harrison Ford... It's about a dog. And at a certain point, him and the dog and Harrison Ford get together.
Is that the Jack London story? Call of the Wild? In the frozen...
Yes. But the thing is, James Mangold did kind of thing that really put on the map. I think he did The Wolverine, and then he did Logan. So I think there's some thinking like, oh, James Mangold, he knows how to do the old hero type of thing. He did it for Wolverine over there successfully. Have you seen Logan?
No.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what you said about The Force Awakens.
Anyway, so 2017, things just kept getting pushed and pushed, and the budget kept ballooning and ballooning. And they're like, James Mangold, you need to make this in 6 months. And he's like, I can't. I want to work on it. Like, a time. Then COVID happened. It's like, you know what? Actually, you have a year or whatever. Like, all right, much better. And then this came out 2023. So that's one reason why the budget ballooned huge. And it lost. This is a huge loss for Disney.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not necessarily the movie's fault. The official budget is $387 million, but you always have to kind of like double that because that doesn't take into account marketing and other stuff. So it's more than that. This movie only made, worldwide, it's actually pretty close. But if you take into account all the money that's not on that number, it's not.
Yeah.
So it's a huge loss for Disney. So my point being is this movie, the look, has a lot of CGI in it.
Yeah.
And almost every single sequence has CGI.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that makes the look of the film significantly worse than the other movies.
Okay.
Like, even scenes that you don't think is full of CGI is full of CGI. Like the parade, where he gets on the horse.
Yeah.
There's so much, it's kind of gross to my eye type of thing.
That's fair.
There's the other chase with the little cars. It's kind of fun. That's the one it's the ridiculous one in a way. But like everything does. Even when they're at the airport flying whatever, like in the rain, it's like, this is just, why does it look so filtered? It's to me entirely covered in a sheen of less than good looking CGI almost the entire time.
That's fair.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I don't have an argument there. It doesn't bother me as much as it did you, obviously.
Well, here's the thing, I guess. This came out in 2023, but we're also getting other movies I just think look better. I know you don't like Mission Impossible movies, but you had a Mission Impossible movie that came out that year, and you're like, look at the action scenes in this one compared to Indiana Jones, which used to be the pinnacle of action.
Sure.
And that's kind of frustrating.
I think what you're not liking is what I like. That's funny.
Yeah.
Because I like it's realistic for the most part. I mean, the little cart scene, there are some moments that I'm like, oh my. But for the most part, everything that happens in this movie could happen.
Yeah.
In like real life, except for, time travel, whatever. But and you're right. So like I said at the start, this is the least Indiana Jones of the Indiana Jones of the 5, and I like it. You don't like it, and that's fine. You historically also like John Wick, which I think is absurd.
John Wick, good.
No, there's not a thing that's good about John Wick.
No,
anyhow, so I think what I'm enjoying is the same thing that you're not enjoying. This is not a very Indiana Jones.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we're here, I'm here paying a ticket, or I'm here to spend my time.
You want indie.
You
want absurdity. We want ridiculous crap happening.
I want something that, I don't know. I mean, you give us at least 2 really good movies.
Yeah.
I want something.
Well,
is that fair to say?
Like I said, I think this one may be, in my estimation, a better film than Raiders.
Whoa!
I still think, I already said that.
Oh.
I still think that The Last Crusade is the best indie.
Yeah, it's hard to not love Last Crusade.
Yeah. But in fairness, on my Letterboxd, Raiders is a 5-star movie, and so is
Last Crusade.
This is a 4-star. And so there are some scenes in this movie that I thought were perfect scenes.
Yeah.
Like the auction scene.
Oh yeah.
Is like comedically, in terms of the timing of it, the dialogue, everything in that scene is great. I don't know. The escape from the boat. It's all logical.
Yeah.
Like this Chuck the Dynamite and all the stuff that happens, that's what would happen, I think. So I don't know. I liked it.
So, okay. One of my favorite moments, though, you actually mentioned it. Like, so I wish Shia LaBeouf's character was in it to some degree. But the thing that makes it okay is that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
perfect.
It's one of my favorite parts in this movie. She asks Indiana Jones where he would want to go in time. Yeah. He is all about, his religion is history. That's who Indiana Jones is. Yep. He knows all of history. He loves history. But his answer being he would tell his son not to join, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's my favorite moment in this movie.
It is my favorite moment too.
And it's like, that's such a power move. One hand, like, to ask Indy, where'd you go in history? Yeah. But like, and his answer being to save his son and
save his marriage. And
yeah, I love that.
Me too.
It almost makes up for.
What's your issue then?
It almost makes up for the movie taking away everything from Indiana Jones for some reason.
Because he's friggin' 80 years old. He's not gonna be diving off of cliffs and anyhow.
I'm not asking for that.
He wanted to be Indy. He's still Indy. He's just a much more complex Indy than Raiders Indy.
Yeah, he's older. He's wiser.
He's had pain.
Don't know if he needed to be divorced.
Like Raiders Indy has not had pain in his life. Emotional pain.
You know what they should have done? That scene where he's climbing on the wall and he's listing all the things. They should have added some more things. I like, besides, like, I've been messed with voodoo. My brain was scrambled by an alien skull. I
don't know. I thought that the timing, like, whoever wrote this, I think has a good sense of when to stop and when, like, how far to go. And yeah, I really, really liked this movie.
Here's the thing: the one of the initial writers who is still working with Spielberg, David Cope.
Okay.
He's worked with Spielberg before, like for Jurassic Park.
Like the original one?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's good. He's a good writer.
And he's also done other Indiana Jones movies. At least, look, skimming through.
Don't tell me the skull.
It's Crystal Skull.
Okay, never mind. I take it back.
At least the second Jurassic Park.
Okay,
but
sorry,
go on.
No, you go. Proceed.
I don't know what
You're researching.
My point was, the people who worked on this knew Indiana Jones.
Yeah. It was good. Okay, I don't really have any big issues, honestly, with this movie. One thing that just has driven me nuts throughout all of the Indy is wood. Wood drives me nuts in these movies because I don't know if you know this, but wood is biodegradable. If you sit a piece of wood somewhere for, I don't know, 2,000 years, it's going to be gone.
What would...
The bridge. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it's over running water where there's going to be, water involved. I admit, a very minor nitpick, but anytime wood shows up...
And rope, too.
And rope, right.
Yeah, that comes up a lot, too.
I had the same issue in National Treasure, although they did make it weak in National Treasure. Like, it does collapse.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And it's only, at that point, not as old.
Right. In this case, there would be no bridge there. But... other than that, I didn't really understand how the dial worked. Like, they just kind of fudged around with it.
I think all it does is point...
to Archimedes.
Yeah.
I got that, but, like, how they thought they were going to show up in 1939 so he could kill Hitler, I think
it was just a miscalculation.
But how do you calculate? I didn't get that.
I guess the dial, to some degree.
The dial did its own thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. That's the other part that I'm like, they couldn't really figure it out, so they just kind of fudged it and moved on.
Yeah, you need this thing to go
right.
Well, but I love... Okay, here's another issue, now that you bring that up. We don't understand the bad guys thing until near the end. Don't you think it would have been
liked that.
More motivation for Indy to say they're going to go back and... like, change everything.
Yeah.
But no, like, he's already shot and dying, and he's in the plane, and that's when we find out we're gonna go back and kill Hitler and do Nazis right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shouldn't we have known this earlier or something?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that reminds me of another scene, like the scene with him and Archimedes, where he's like, just let me be here. That was so just amazing.
It could have been.
It's emotionally. What's wrong with that scene?
It could have been really good. Hey, let him die in history. He likes history. He's nothing else.
He would totally screw it up. There's no way she could have left him there. And there's not really a good reason for him to even ask that.
Because the movie took away everything
I know,
from him.
and that's why it works, and that's why it's awesome. Because we see his
once
despair
again,
and desperation.
Let's not let Indiana Jones choose anything. Let's have her punch him so hard.
I love that. Because he's done that to so many people. I loved it. I did. I'm a big Dial of Destiny fan. Obviously.
I don't. I also kind of feel. I know it's like 2 hours 30 minutes.
It was pretty long.
I wish we had more time at the history stuff, like the time travel stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been a huge set piece, like I don't know, the Romans. Kinda.
It was CGI though, but
yeah, it's the whole sheen. Yeah. Like I said, makes everything look.
Also, why are those morons shooting?
I don't know.
At the ships.
Because the Romans apparently are so good at shooting, they can hit the plane multiple times. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I forgot all about that.
Anyhow, yeah.
Did you know that the dial thing is a real thing from history?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Isn't everything in Indy a real thing from history?
Yeah. Even the crystal skulls.
Oh, except for those?
No, those are.
Oh, really?
But the fact that there are skulls made from
crystal,
that they don't look anything like that.
Oh,
they're a lot smaller. They look like
actual human skulls.
But somehow there's a scene where he's talking with Helen near the beginning, and she explains what the dial is as exposition. It's surprisingly accurate to what the real one is.
Cool.
It was found in the water, and it's the use of gears and things, because in real life it's super degraded. It's barely anything.
I'm sure.
But the use of gears, it was way, way, way before anything similar in history.
Surpassed, yeah.
And I think they kept track of the moon and like eclipses and stuff is like the prediction.
What they thought it was.
I think people have recreated it with recreated
3D printed
it
or
and stuff.
Something.
But yeah, I think it kept track of the moon. But
not time travel.
Not time travel. Unless
I liked it. It was good.
I don't know. I kind of got frustrated.
I know you did. That's funny.
But you know what's a good pro? There's a Beatles song in this movie, Deets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's when he wakes up and he's so mad at his neighbors because they're listening to the new annoying music.
Oh,
it's the Magical Mystery Tour.
That's right.
Which has got to be one of the cheaper Beatles songs. Because Beatles songs famously very expensive to use and stuff. Magical Mystery Tour is probably not as expensive.
Yeah. Cool.
My last fun fact is this is John Williams' last movie he's done. Huh. And to this movie's credit, I think the music is beautiful.
Yeah,
you go listen to Helena's theme, and it's like probably something you might have heard in like a 50s romance movie. You know, there's some gorgeous stuff here. John Williams, it's hard to do wrong, and it's sad when he dies. He's like, it'll be a sad day.
It will be.
But this movie, even though he's old. And he thought the last Star Wars was his last one. But he came back to do Indiana Jones. He's like, I can't not do Indy. Great stuff here.
Yeah, I agree.
Take it away with the philosophy.
Well, there's obviously time stuff. And you mentioned the giving Indy a choice. That's actually one of the lines I pulled.
I mentioned not letting Indy make choices.
Right, not giving him a choice. That's what Helena does. Mm-hmm. There's when she's doing the card thing with Antonio Banderas. She says, I offer you the feeling of choice, but ultimately I force you to pick the card I want. Yeah. And I feel like that's really important for us as critical thinkers to be watching for in the real world, because I think that happens a lot. Where we have like George Carlin, do you know?
The comedian?
Yeah.
The
comedian,
7 words you're not allowed to say.
Right. That guy, who is also a pretty amazing critical thinker, has, like, near the end of his life, had a famous thing where he's like, paper or plastic. Those are the only 2 choices we actually have anymore. Everything else is being chosen for us. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I think that what Helen is doing here is kind of it's a warning for us. As critical thinkers, we need to make sure the choices we think we are making, we're actually making.
Yeah.
And we're not being manipulated. We're not being, driven to a certain way of thinking. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Like, I'm an Old Spice guy. Probably almost every guy I know. Are you an Old Spice guy?
Yes, I am.
Almost every guy I know is an Old Spice guy because the commercials were the greatest of all time, I think.
To be transparent, the commercial that I show to my students, because the hello ladies,
I'm on a horse.
Yeah. As a teenager, that was the funniest thing ever, and I'm like, I want to wear it.
Yep.
I like. It's not like, oh no. I remember saying I want to use that product.
Yeah, I do too. Mine was the Terry Crews one.
Where he flexes his
with
muscles.
The flame sacks and all that. I'm like, dang. but like some of the absence of choice is like that. Does it really matter if you wear Old Spice or something else? I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're all the same price in the store anyways, so might as well
get Old Spice. But I think that it's true in other more serious aspects as well. I do feel like, as we've talked about multiple times before, our way of thinking about social issues and political issues is being manipulated to the point that it's possible that the rising generation no longer has a choice about how to think with regards to certain political and social issues.
And see, that AI rant wasn't random earlier.
Yeah.
I think we're retreading, but using AI so much, they will not be able to think.
Yeah. Or create.
Let something else think for me.
Yeah. I am genuinely terrified of that.
Yeah.
I'll be dead, I hope, by the time that happens. But what I really wanted us to talk about is there's a great scene. Like, this has so many really good scenes in it, but great scene where Indy says, I don't believe in magic. I've seen a few things I can't explain.
Yeah.
And I've decided, and this is the line that I want us to play with, it's not what you believe, but how hard you believe it.
Right.
That is a magnificent line. And philosophically, I wanted us, do you think that's true? That it doesn't matter necessarily what you believe, but how hard you believe it, that shapes reality, that to harken back to James Allen, that creates reality. Like, whatever we plant in that garden of our minds becomes reality. So do you think that Harrison Ford's or Indy's right? It's not what you believe, but how hard you believe.
Through specifically Indiana Jones, he could have seen any of the things in the previous 4 movies and said, this is the truth, and that's what I'm going to go with, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like pulling hearts out. Guess what? Hinduism is the realest of all the religions. He could have done that.
Right.
But he could have known, like, the Christianity with the Holy Grail, even aliens. Like,
right.
He saw all of these things.
Interdimensional beings.
Oh, right.
Am I right?
Space between spaces. I think, like, the quote he said in this movie, it's like, well, who knows what I saw or what was really going on to some degree. I think that's what happens in real life. Like, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about ghosts or supernatural things we have experienced. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that was. But I feel like it's not out of the question to be like, I could choose to believe in this 100%, but since I don't understand it, I don't know how to do that 100%. So it's like, who knows what that was? Yeah. It could have been a thing. Yeah. And I think that's true for anything, especially like beliefs, like with religion. There's religious people, And there's people who are agnostic, who are just like, I don't know, maybe. And they're either unwilling to find out for themselves, or maybe they're unwilling to like look at what's already happened in their lives, like if they've experienced a miracle or seen something divine touch their lives. They're unwilling to like fully accept it. I don't know. Is that a
I think there's enormous. Enormous isn't even a big enough word. I don't know what a big enough word is. Power in belief. I don't have a scientific or rational explanation for it, but I believe wholeheartedly in the power of belief. One of the books that I read with my students is called The Monster Calls.
Yes.
And in that, the monster character has a great line. Belief is half of all healing, is what he says. And I genuinely think that that's true. So in my case, the best example I have for that is my mom.
Yeah.
My mom was hit by a drunk driver when I was 12, 11, something like that. And it severely damaged her spine. I'm the only one of my siblings that remembers her before. But her body deteriorated significantly over the course of the 40-ish years that she was alive after that. And I feel like she continued because she believed that she needed to be there for us, her children. I've never met another mother that was more completely focused on her children. I honestly don't know how many surgeries she had. Dozens of surgeries for various parts. And yeah, I believe that it was her belief in her, I must say, divine role as the mother of me and my 4 siblings that allowed her body to continue on as long as it did. So I don't know. I believe in what Indy's talking about. I think there are things that we can make happen in the world through belief. Like I said, whatever episode it was we were talking about, James Allen, I 100% believe in the garden of the mind. I believe what we plant in our garden is what becomes our reality in a metaphysical sense, but also in a very real sense. We make happen in life what we believe in, what we think about, what we spend our time ruminating on, which is another reason why I think AI is so dang dangerous and social media is so dang dangerous. Because if that's what we're focusing on and that's what we believe in, it's going to happen. It's going to become real. So go ahead.
Well, I think what happens sometimes is we have an experience in our life, and maybe it's a spiritual experience, or it's maybe, or it's just, or something happens with someone that's like a life-changing moment for whatever reason, and like, this is amazing, and then you like, life goes on, or the next day, or with other people, or you go to school, or and then like normalized, like, oh wait, was it as powerful as I thought it was at the moment? It is, but we forget that, or it kind of the senses get diluted, I suppose.
Or to go back to the garden, other things that we've allowed to be planted in our garden, kind of they choke out that experience. I mean, I'm Christian, so Christ has a parable where he talks about the parable of the seed, right? Or the sower, I think is what's usually called. I think that's real life. I think it's real life.
Where the seeds go.
Where the seeds go. It's about the soil. It's about how our soil of our mind is. If it's rocky, those kinds of things are not going to grow there. If it's hard packed, they'll spring up, but there's no depth of earth, and so it'll die out. And so our awareness of the quote unquote the soil of our minds, I think, is super important in order for us to be critical thinkers, in order for us to see and believe, to have the beginner's mind as we approach things.
But like, what if like you talk to someone and they're like, but what if it wasn't that?
And that, I think that's fine.
dilute it. Like, oh, maybe that big moment I had wasn't as big as I thought, or something like that.
I think that what if is crucial. It's a crucial critical thinking question. What if and why are the two questions we should be asking all the time. So I think a friend saying that is not necessarily bad unless we uncritically say, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But like, say you see a movie that you personally loved, you're like, this is amazing. I moved to tears. In fact, I'm changed. And then you step outside the theater and it's like, oh, I guess I'll go to McDonald's.
Okay.
And then you hear your friend didn't like it. Like, oh, maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought I did. That's what I'm trying to, like,
yeah, and that's what I'm talking about as well.
Right.
If you allow that to happen uncritically, then yes, it will dilute it. Like this movie, you didn't like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Your arguments I have heard them.
Yeah.
I've dealt with them. I disagree, and I've chosen to maintain.
Yeah, well, this is why you're wrong, because in this...
And that's fine. And so, again, I think it's just a matter of hearing another person's point of view, putting it in relation to your own, maybe adopting some of their view, maybe rejecting some of their view. That's critical thinking. Critical thinking is not, I loved it, I don't care what you say, I'm not going to consider anything anyone else says, I'm going to lock into my view. That's not critical thinking. That's the opposite of critical thinking. And so I think what you're describing is important as long as we recognize that for us, it's our garden.
Yeah.
And just because you didn't like it or just because you say or whatever doesn't mean it belongs in my garden. It doesn't mean that it doesn't.
Right.
But I need to look at this little plant that you're offering me and be like, okay, I can see how there's some value to this piece and whatever. Or, no, I'm looking at this plant. I don't want this in my garden. No, thank you. That's what I think we're talking about, or I'm talking about anyway. Is the critical examination of other people's points of view.
Yeah.
Willingness to accept into our gardens the things that we want there, that we believe belong there, and the willingness to say, yeah, no, thank you. That does not belong in my garden, which I think we don't do. As a species, we're having a hard time with that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, do I want to bring up going to general conference or like, I don't know. Not that we can't say what religion we are in this podcast,
We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If you'd like to know more,
contact the missionary.
Go to churchofjesuschrist.org.
Because I just remember, I guess this is where I'm maybe trying to build and kind of dancing around. I remember on my mission, one of my companions, he said something like, general conference feels so good. And you feel this amazing feeling. And then it's over and you go into the real world and it's like I remember him asking a member, like, what's reality though? Like, is that real? Like, which one's reality is basically.
Right.
But I think about that. It's like those feelings trickle away.
Right.
Even if like you're trying to hold on to them or whatever, it's just because, you have...
Because of how your garden is planted.
No, I don't think so necessarily. It kind of just... everyday life kind of like gets in the way. Like, oh, I gotta do work, which my mind is focused here. I gotta put kids to bed, which takes a lot longer than it should, or just just things get in the way, type of thing. That's the garden. Is that all right? It's all garden.
I think so.
Okay, that's
like
fair.
I genuinely think that the reality that we live in. I think that there is ultimate reality outside of our minds, but the reality that we live in day to day is the reality that we have either we have cultivated or that we have allowed to be cultivated in our minds. That includes values that we have, beliefs that we have, how we decide to spend our time. All of that is what we have allowed our mental gardens to become. And if you have something in your garden that you don't like there, like whatever you were just saying, get rid of it.
Not that you don't like it. Like if it's like human to get frustrated or, or stressed or anxious or whatever.
That just means that you're not following the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, my friend. Desire is suffering.
All right.
Anyhow. I liked this movie.
I
would watch it again.
I like that. I mean, I probably will someday. I'm not. If sometimes it feels like you watch one of these and you're like, goodbye forever.
Yep. No, that's legit. That's for real.
Yeah, I know.
Almost all of the movies that you've made me watch, I'm like, okay.
It's just all the Marvel, all the Star Wars, all the Lord of the Rings, all the Indian.
Yeah, those are almost entirely. I will watch again a couple of the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
That I thought were honestly pretty magnificent. I probably won't ever watch any of the Star Wars again. I definitely
even the originals.
I mean, I've seen those so many times that I feel like, I have, experienced what there is there.
That's fair. You know what? I honestly didn't think we'd be doing Lord of the Rings, at least not as soon. I genuinely thought you would never cave, but when there was just a little glimmer of hope that we can do it, I was like, we gotta do it. We gotta go all in.
I've grown complacent. I've realized if we're going to do this podcast, we're going to be watching movies that I really don't want to watch, and I don't give a crap about.
The point.
And so ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter which one of the I don't give a crap about them we watch. So
well, we have the next 2 series all planned out.
Sure.
So okay, I brought something kind of fun. You knew this, but did our listener know that there is a historical lens? One of the things I do appreciate about this movie. Let me take a couple steps back. There's, I have 2 more little things. One's a nitpick. Teddy, the kid, has a distractingly annoying unibrow. Did not appreciate that.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know you were so shallow.
But the one line, but the bad guy says something, and Indy says, "You're German. Don't try to be funny." Which is a great indie diss. Because it's kind of fun when he's like, "You didn't account for continental drift. You're going in the and then making him second guess. That's all great stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I like the little kind of touch of panic that he had.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
great.
It was so good. This is my favorite indie.
Crazy.
My favorite indie, the character, not
I see what
necessarily the movie.
I see what you're saying. My favorite aspect, kind of looking through historical lens, can examine using historical lens. You look at real life history through the story. Basically, it's kind of how you use it. So you could look at historical events, historical figures, historical ideologies, and how it reflects cultural anxieties at the time it portrays. This is how you use this lens. So, one hand, just off the bat, it's acknowledging Operation Paperclip, which is kind of cool. The fact that American, the government hired German soldiers to help with rocket science. Some of them being Nazis. So
Werner von Braun?
I don't know. But
well, he was okay. Sorry, I didn't know it was called Operation Paperclip.
And it gets Operation Paperclip gets this pinpoint sometimes, I think unrightly, where it's oh, you think the American government didn't make deals with Nazis? Then you're wrong. You're talking about something a little different.
Yeah.
The scientist thing, some of them were Nazis. Not ideal, but it's not like we're working with them in World War II.
Right.
It gets kind of, I think, misconstrued.
Yeah.
But this movie is acknowledging the fact that he's a Nazi that helped put astronauts in space for the U.S. government.
Yep.
Kind of cool. But my favorite thing about this movie is Indy, he's old and begrudging, and he's teaching this class. They couldn't care about the class. There's a parade going on outside. Indy is living in 1969. He is living through a historical moment, but he's not realizing it.
Right.
The Beatles song, oh, this noise, rah! The astronauts are literally in the car next to him. It doesn't matter because he's being chased, but he's not realizing he's living through this pivotal moment that will be historical to us looking back at it. It builds up to this thing just leave me here, I deserve to be here. It's no, you are just not living in the present. You are so focused on the past that you're not realizing life is happening right now.
Yep.
So I love how it's using history, our like modern day for him, but our history to kind of try to teach him that lesson there.
Be present.
Yeah. Be present. And that's what like she forces him to do by punching him so strong. They got him on a plane, flew back, got him to a hospital, got him to his house, and then he wakes up.
Yeah. Which is, now that you said that, kind of absurd in the context of Indy.
But he's also old.
Punches.
Maybe he just needed a long nap.
He's just like...
He's also got shot, Maybe that's part of it, too.
Okay, that's fair.
Also using the historical lens, how the bad guys, they want to shape history their own way.
Yep.
So that was their tragic flaw. Is like, history didn't go the way we wanted it to go. Let's go and change that history. So Indiana Jones and Nazis go hand in hand, being punched by his hand, I should say. But I love how the slight differences of every bad guy with the Nazi movies. Like, in the first movie, he wasn't a Nazi, but he didn't object to using their resources to find his archaeological stuff, Belloc. In the third movie, he didn't care about using Nazis because he was rich. It's like, I don't care. I want to do what I want to do because I can afford it, and they're the ones that are going to help me. Now we have an actual Nazi, but his goal is to, like, they didn't do it right. We got to fix the past type of thing. Because they're all different, but seemingly similar. We need the thing for our own purpose.
Right.
But their specifics, I think, is kind of cool how it changes.
Yeah, that is cool.
The whole MacGuffin, the dial of destiny, is to quote unquote change history, and that's like what they're searching for. That's what everyone's searching for. Or Indy's trying to stop it, but in the end, he also wanted to go in history. Yeah. And so it's like, no, you can't even do it for that. Like, you can't in real life go back in time. Indy had to learn the lesson. The bad guys had to. Also, yeah, the bad guy didn't die in a cool way. Wait a second. Every movie, even the bad ones, the bad guy always dies in a horrific way. It's just a plane crash in this. Yeah. That's a nitpick, though. I'll acknowledge that. And I guess the last thing is Indiana Jones is older. The older generation is what is declining. Like, for example, the 60s, all the time for change, hippies, new music, rock and roll. And, like, the people who fought in World War II are now the old guys, I suppose.
True.
And not as respected.
Right. It is the birth of that anti-establishment sentiment in the 60s, late 60s, so yeah.
Yeah, and he has to cope with a loss of glory, the good olden days.
I didn't feel like he was that broken up about it to me. It was more the loss of his family. I don't know, maybe.
Those are just some thoughts I had trying to apply. Yeah. Historic lens there.
One last thing.
Go for it.
That I have thought about for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, for real, is where in the heck does Archimedes come from? Or, like, Socrates. Like, just, because Archimedes or Da Vinci is another one, like, is so far out of everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
How does he happen? How does Socrates happen? It's an interesting question that, one possible answer is they get seeded. Like, they don't belong in that time period.
Interesting.
Because there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no real good explanation for where the mind of Archimedes comes from in the culture and in the historical moment that he lived in. It's so interesting to me.
Wasn't there relatively a time of peace?
Yeah, but he's doing things that are like, he's having thoughts and creating things that don't even remotely belong in the time period that he's in.
Maybe he was a time traveler.
I don't know. I'm not saying he was. But
are we not? So.
Well, I'm not right. Anyhow, but it's just super interesting to me. Like the triumvirate in ancient Greece is another one. Where in the heck did Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle come from? And there was not another even remotely equivalent philosopher for at least 1,000 years, if not more.
Yeah, he's like Plato, or like they're still like the guys to.
Yeah, I still teach
Yeah.
Aristotle's incline. We still teach the rhetorical triangle as Aristotle created it. Where the heck did they come? Or Da Vinci is the other one. Like, what the flip? Where did he come from? Yeah. Anyhow, that's genuinely something I've thought about since maybe middle school, and I still don't have an answer.
I do though. I wonder if it is because of peace, maybe for the first time ever, because the 7 wonders of the world kind of became a thing because for the first time people could take vacations, like in history.
Yeah.
In a history book I read once, it talked about like the Roman Empire, I believe, where a general wrote in a letter about tending his garden, and the author made a statement like, probably for the first time ever, it's just having a garden is just like a leisure you can have at that point
instead of
survival. Yeah.
Survival. Yeah.
So I think there is something to the fact that the Roman Empire existed. Greek also had an empire they maintained, and maybe there was a sense of like, hey, you don't have to fight to live for a while.
So let's think.
Maybe we can think for the first time.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that is certainly a part of it, I would imagine. So if you're hand to mouth, you're not going to be thinking about the rhetorical triangle.
Yeah.
You're right. Anyhow, there's a couple of people in history that are like, they just come out of, like Mozart's another one.
Yeah.
Like, where in the heck did Mozart come from?
Hey, I have a final question for you, Dietz, and you probably saw this coming. If you go back in time, where would you go visit?
I don't think I would.
Would you go forward in time?
No.
If you had to go back or forward, what would you choose? Don't say the D word. Depends. That's all. Ask my student any question. It depends. I know. You're right. But okay, you can come back. You don't have to stay there. It's just to visit.
Know. Like, I'm super happy where I'm at. I don't feel the need to go see things.
That's fair.
That's another thing, like, when the question about, like, what famous person would you want to meet?
You don't have an answer to that either.
Them. Like, I would
all right, now
to meet anyone.
this has become...
Because,
now we're hold on. We're learning about you by not answering this.
No, like, because the famous people are flawed human beings, and what I know about them and what I've learned from them and taken from them is what I need from them. That's it. I don't need to see their flaws.
That's not a good answer.
Okay. That's my answer.
I think, that tells us a lot about you.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
was not a really good person. He really wasn't. But is that what we need to be focusing on? Or, like, the fact that he literally changed the history of the United States of America because of the strengths that he had? And I don't necessarily want to get into that, but...
I feel like I'm learning about you.
Knowing people's flaws is important. Recognizing that every human being that we look up to is a flawed human being, I think, is really important.
Yeah. There's one of the best Doctor Who jokes is when they go to... David Tennant's doctor goes to see Shakespeare, and he's like, Shakespeare. He's like talking about how amazing Shakespeare is. Then he comes on stage, and I don't know what he says, but the character says something like inappropriate or raunchy or something. And then doctor goes, never meet your heroes.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't meet your heroes. I mean, the only person I would consider wanting to meet would, be Jesus, but I don't know that I would want to either, because I would feel so inadequate and so, aware of all of my flaws that I don't know that it would. But I'm sure he would make it a comfortable experience. I don't know. I don't like those questions because I don't think that I would want to. I work very hard to be present and to enjoy and love what's going on right now.
Are there any icebreaker questions you do like? Because those are, in my mind, the basic surface level get to know you questions.
And you did just now. You did just get to know me.
I know that you are stubborn.
I just don't want to meet people. I'm an introvert. I think going to meet someone that I already know a lot about would be excruciating.
You just gotta just having lunch with them.
No. No. I would
right.
not want to.
All right, that's fair.
That's just how I am. It's just who.
Let me change the question because of you. Deets, what are some of your favorite times in history?
Oh,
it's
that's
the same
much better question.
No, it's the exact.
That's a much better question. I would not mind listening to Socrates.
Socrates?
Yeah, Socrates Johnson.
Even if you don't understand Greek?
Well, I mean, obviously, I would want to understand Greek.
All right, you can get one of those Star Trek translator things.
Oh, yeah, the little babblefish from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's kind of not far off to say you either, as a sofa cushion historian, kind of settle into World War II or Roman history.
No.
Or both. I don't know.
That would be neither.
What about, is it Civil War for you? Are you a Civil War guy?
No, I would do the Renaissance.
Renaissance is cool. I like Renaissance.
Yeah, like I have great moments in like intellectual history is where I would go if I had to go somewhere.
See, that's fair for you.
Yeah, like the Renaissance. But the Renaissance is like this. It's not a moment that you could go to, but
okay. Let me say some of my answers.
Okay,
Boring answers first. Like I want to see the '80s. You know, I just want to.
Lived the 80s.
I know. I want to just see what like the vibe of the '80s.
It was so good.
And then like '60s, because now you have Beatles. You got like.
I would skip the '60s.
And also like the 20s I think are cool, but is that just because I was taught Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
It's stuff. But I also think the post-American, like post-Civil War America is a cool time too. Not for
like
every...
Reconstruction?
Yeah. Let me would I want to visit it? Maybe not, but learning about how it changed the course of America is super fascinating to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate to be cliche, but yeah, like ancient Greek, or even ancient Rome would be really cool, I think. Or to see like Egypt in its prime.
Oh yeah,
that
would be cool. Egypt is my #1 bucket list.
Yeah,
going to visit Egypt.
Anyway, yeah, we're wandering now. I just didn't know you're gonna kind of unpack that. To me, relatively
How did you not know
question.
that? You've known me for a decade now. So, next movie is my choice.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that Dial of Destiny was a time travel movie.
Which is fun. They did hide it. Like, it's not like, hey, this is the time travel one. None of the marketing was like, this
time
is
travel.
It was very highly guessed.
So I picked this movie actually before I knew that, but so we're going to be watching and talking about a film called Predestination. It is an Ethan Hawke movie. Ethan Hawke is one of my 5 gods of acting that are currently alive. I think it's a perfect movie as a whole, but I also think it's a perfect time travel movie. Which is very, very hard to do. As, Dial of Destiny illustrates. The time travel part of Dial of Destiny isn't that great. It's very hard to make a good time travel movie that is engaging and scientifically logical at the same time. We have other, I think, scientifically perfect time travel movies. I think Primer is a scientifically perfect time travel movie, but admittedly it's boring.
Not as engaging as you might expect.
It's not engaging at all. Predestination is both, and so I think it's the best time travel movie ever made.
Whoa!
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cool.
Including Back to the Future. It's better than Back to the Future.
Well, let's pump the brakes. Okay.
Yeah, no, okay. Anyhow, so it is rated R, but I don't really know why.
There's a brief sex scene. And there's a couple F-bombs.
This movie is on VidAngel, so you can edit out whatever you want. But it's not a movie that I think should have been rated R. It would be very easy to make this a PG movie. Anyhow, enjoy Predestination. It is on VidAngel, so you don't have to see whatever it is that made it rated R if you don't want to. So, thanks for listening.
We love
this
you.
Episode feels like it wandered around a bunch.
Well, that's
Kinda
kind of how
we're
time
old
travel,
people, right?
like old people
Like,
trying to find their
we're
way,
just
their
trying to figure
time in
out what we're
life, trying to
talking
figure
about.
out where we are belong in history.
Yeah. So, anyhow, thank you for listening.
We love you.
We do love
Think
you.
critically.
Please.
Bye.